The med bay was silent except for the faint hum of the scanners. Rian stared at the holographic display in disbelief. The human lay calmly on the medical table, breathing evenly, as if he were resting. After a long day, not after surviving a plasma blast. The scanner results floated in front of her eyes, showing 17 fractures, some so deep that even the reinforced bone structure should have shattered completely, yet the man simply blinked, raised an eyebrow, and said, "Oh, that is if it were nothing more than a scratch." Lieutenant Karev shifted uneasily beside her. "Doctor, this cannot be right. No one walks away from a blast like that." "I know," she whispered, eyes scanning the glowing fractures on the display. "But his vitals are steady. No sign of shock, no internal bleeding, not even pain response. It is impossible." The man on the table smiled faintly, his voice steady but tired. "It hurts a little, but I have had worse." Rian leaned closer, studying him. He looked human, completely ordinary. Brown hair, pale skin marked with dirt, and plasma burns, an insignia patch from the Earth Defense Corps torn on his sleeve. But his body defied every rule of biology she knew. "We found you under 3 layers of wreckage," Karev said. "Your entire squad was gone. What were you doing out there?" "Finishing the mission," he answered simply. His eyes carried the calm of someone who had already accepted death but somehow refused to meet it. Rian activated another scan, but the results made even less sense. His bones were repairing themselves at a microscopic rate, knitting together without aid. His cells were regenerating too fast, even for military-grade nanites. Something inside him, something beyond human engineering, was at work. "What are you?" she murmured under her breath. He looked at her. Then his gaze sharp and ancient, far older than his appearance suggested. "Human," he said quietly, "just a different kind." For a moment, Rian felt a chill run down her spine. His heartbeat remained strong, his breathing steady. Outside, the ship trembled under distant explosions, the war still raging beyond the cold hull. But inside that med bay, the real mystery had just begun. The man with 17 broken bones had survived. What no one should, and as his wounds began to close before her eyes, Rian realized this was no ordinary soldier. This was something humanity had never seen before. Hours passed inside the med bay, but the human still refused any pain medication. Rian watched the monitors as his bones continued to fuse faster than any known medical record. Lieutenant Karev stood near the doorway, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the patient, who seemed more machine than flesh. "You should be unconscious by now," Karev said quietly. 17 fractures and no scream, no struggle. "You are not normal." The man opened his eyes slowly. "Maybe normal is just a word for what you understand." Rian felt a strange mix of fear and curiosity. She approached him again, scanning the layers of tissue glowing in soft blue light. The nanite readings were 0, yet the regeneration rate was climbing. It made no sense. She looked at him and asked, "Where did you get this ability?" He gave a faint smile. "I was part of a mission beyond the outer colonies. Something happened there. We were exposed to an energy field. Everyone else died. I did not." Karev frowned. "You mean the Titan Belt incident? That area has been sealed for years." The man nodded. "I remember the light and then silence. When I woke up, I was different, stronger, faster. I heal when I should not, but there is a cost." Rian leaned forward. "What cost?" He turned his head toward the ceiling. "I feel everything. Every break, every burn, every nerve screaming, but I cannot stop it. My body repairs faster than it can feel pain. It is like living through endless recovery." Rian stared at him, speechless. The readings confirmed what he said. His nerves were firing continuously, yet his pulse stayed calm. His mind had adapted to pain in a way beyond human comprehension. Outside the med bay, the alarms began to echo through the ship. A plasma storm was approaching fast. Karev moved to the intercom, calling for command updates. Rian remained with the patient, unable to look away. "You should rest," she said softly. He smiled again, eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. "Rest is for those who can stop fighting." The lights flickered as the storm struck the outer shields. Yet amid the chaos, the man on the table remained still, his body glowing faintly with golden light from within. Whatever energy had changed him was still alive inside him, pulsing like a second heartbeat. Rian knew one thing for certain. The secret within this human could either save them all or destroy everything humanity had built. The plasma storm shook the ship like a dying beast. Alarms echoed through the corridors and sparks rained from the ceiling. Dr. Rian braced herself against the wall as the medbay lights flickered. The human was still, on the table, his eyes glowing. Brighter, now golden energy pulsing through every vein. Lieutenant Karev rushed in, shouting over the roar of engines. The outer hull is breached. We have incoming enemy drones. We need every fighter we can get. Rian looked at the man on the table. You cannot fight. You are still healing. He sat up slowly, his bones now completely repaired. I am fine, he said in a calm voice that carried power beyond words. He stood tall and steady, his body emanating faint light. The sensors around him went wild, reacting to unknown energy waves. Karev stepped back, hand on his weapon. What are you? The man looked at both of them. I told you, human, but maybe no longer the kind you remember. He walked toward the door, and it opened automatically as if responding to his presence. Every console in the room flickered when he passed. Rian followed him, her voice trembling. If you go out there, you will die again. He turned slightly, maybe, but this time it will mean something. The ship shuddered again as explosions shook the hull. Through the viewport, the sky burned with red plasma trails. Enemy drones closed in fast. Rian and Karev ran after him, reaching the hangar. Just as the emergency doors opened to space, the human stepped into a damaged exosuit. The armor fused to his skin, glowing with the same golden light. He looked like a being of pure energy wrapped in steel. Rian shouted over the noise, "What is happening to you?" He smiled faintly. The energy that saved me is not done yet. It wants to protect what remains of humanity, and I will let it. With that, he launched into the black void, leaving behind a trail of shimmering light. The drones swarmed around him, firing plasma beams, but none struck true. Each blast dissolved before touching him, as if reality bent away from his body. From the command deck, Rian watched the battle unfold. One man against a fleet, the scanners could barely track his movements. Within minutes, the entire enemy wave disintegrated in bursts of golden fire. The light faded slowly, leaving silence in its wake. No signal, no sound, only the echo of something greater. Rian whispered to herself, he was human once, now he is hope itself.